Myself, Varshini. Currently, I am pursuing BE in Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I am here to present machine reference model and privileged hierarchy. Introduction. So, basically, what is machine reference model? So, it defines the interface between the levels of abstraction, but it hides the implementation details. So as you can see, it acts as the interface between the some kinds of levels of abstraction, but it hides the details of implementation. So virtualization techniques actually replace one of the layers and intercept the calls that are directed towards it. So this project an idea that virtualization techniques can substitute any one layer and can intercept the calls which are directed to it. That's why a clear separation within the layers can simplify their implementation, which only needs an emulation of the interfaces and a proper response with the underlying layer. So this is the machine reference model. So as you can see, API, ABI, and ISA, these are the kinds of levels of abstraction. So API, it has the highest level of abstraction, and ABI, it is the middle one, and ISA, which has a lower level of abstraction. So here, it acts as the interface, that is ISA, between operating system and hardware, and ABI, which acts as the interface between libraries and operating system. API, which acts as the interface between applications and libraries. And as you can see in this picture, so ISA have two kinds of users. One is privileged user mode and the kernel mode. So operating system call will be directed to the hardware through the ISA, that to the user ISA. And from the library, the system calls are directed towards the operating system. And from the application, as you can see here, we have API calls, that is application programming interface. So it's the interface between the application and library. So API, it will generate the API calls, which are directly related to the user who are managing the application or controlling the application. So that will be directed towards the library. From the application layer, it will be directed towards the library. Next, we have instruction set architecture. So it's the least kind of abstraction we can say. So what is instruction set architecture? So basically, instruction means it's a kind of instruction set for the processor, register, memory, and interrupt management. So it acts as the interface between the software, that is OS, and the hardware, but it is mandatory for the operating system developers of the application who directly manages the core hardware. So the operating system layer is separated by the application binary interface from the applications and libraries which are managed by the operating system. So instruction set architecture is a kind of instruction set for the processor registers and memory, but it acts as the interface between the operating system and the hardware. So the developer, like who are developing the operating system or who are developing the application, or the OS developer, it's mandatory to have the instruction set architecture for the development of applications who are directly managing the core hardware, that is OS. So the next we have ABI, that is application binary interface. So it acts as the interface between the operating system, uh, separating from the application and library which are managed by the operating system. Next, we have application binary interface, that is ABI. So it covers the facts such as low-level data types and call conventions, and it also defines a format for many programs. So it acts as a low-level data type and it helps for the call convention and it will format the program. So here we are mainly focusing on the system call. So mainly in this kind of abstraction, system calls are defined. Moreover, this type of interface enables the portability of various applications and libraries across the OS which employ the same API. So the application programming interface. So the next kind of abstraction is application programming interface that represents the highest level of abstraction. And this API interfaces from applications to the library or libraries to the OS. That is the core OS. After all kinds of abstraction, we will see how the CPU runs. So basically, CPU runs on two privilege levels. So the first one is user mode and the other one is kernel mode. So in this mode, memory access is restricted up to some limit, whereas access to peripherals is denied. So in this mode, memory access is denied for up to certain limit, that is for the peripheral, but it is restricted to some limit. Next, kernel mode. So in this mode, the CPU has instructions that manages the memory, like how to be accessed, and it also has instructions that enable access to the peripherals like disk and network cards. So from one running program to another running program, the CPU switches automatically in the kernel mode. So the expansion and packages of computing gadgets are simplified through this layered approach. So next we have security ring, security ring and the privilege ring. So as you can see, there are four kinds of rings. So ring 0, ring 1, ring 2 and ring 3. So ring 0, which has the most privileged one and it acts as a supervisor mode. Ring 0, 1, 2 is the privileged mode. It has some restricted. But compared to ring 3, it has more privilege. But ring 3, since it's a user mode, it has least privilege mode. So these are the security rings and the privilege rings. So privilege hierarchy. So the first, as you can see in the picture, that is ring 0. As we have said earlier, that is it has the most privileged one and it acts as the supervisor mode. So the first may be made inside the privileged and non-privileged comments. So the first ring is made up of privileged and non-privileged comments. So comments, those comments which may be used with interrupting every other channel which are referred to as non-privileged guidance. So in the first ring or in the first we have privileged and non-privileged comments. So these are the comments which will interrupt the every other challenges. That is, will interrupt the other kind of comment. That is not privileged guidance or not privileged comment you can do. They are also referred to as that it will interrupt that is privileged comment. It will interrupt the non-privileged comment because due to the fact that the shared sources aren't absent here, that is in the non-privileged one because it has the lowest preference. For example, it consists of all the constant points, floating numbers, and also mathematical commands and arithmetical operations, etc. So these commands are performed in unique regulations, which are regularly used for touchy operations. So what is touchy operations means? It discloses the behavior touchy or regular manipulate touchy. So these are referred as privileged commands. That is, it will be accessible only for the unique operations like constant points, floating numbers, and mathematics commands, and or, as well as for the touchy operations. So these are referred as privileged commands.